stairways and ramps. There have been a number of improvements in both volumes relating to stairways and ramps. At the moment, stairs must be perfect. Every riser must be the same height and every going must be the same length. The NCC says that they must be constant. We are aware that this has caused many problems in the industry. So the ABCB has now altered what constant means. Stairs should be constructed perfect, but for a variety of reasons, they are not always perfect. The provisions now allow for variations to the riser height to account for factors such as atmospheric moisture changes that affect material dimensions or movement in materials that impact the finished stair dimensions. These are not intended to fix construction errors. There are two concurrent requirements. A, under 3A, adjacent risers or adjacent goings must be within 5 mm of each other. And B, under 3B, the largest and smaller riser or largest and smaller going within a flight must be within 10 mm of each other. The ABCB has put some new figures in explanatory information to explain how this works. 1. In this illustration we have two adjacent risers and A is taller than B. That's okay so long as the difference between A and B is no more than 5 mm. But if we only had the 5 mm rule, the next riser could be another 5 mm, and then the next could be another 5 mm, and then another, until the bottom riser is 70 mm taller than the top riser. So we also have the next provision. 2. The largest and smaller riser, or the largest and smaller going within a flight, must be within 10 mm of each other. So in this diagram, C is the largest riser in the flight, and D is the smallest. The difference between C and D cannot be more than 10 mm. Note that these new provisions don't let you go outside the maximum and minimum dimensions. And the 2R plus G, for example, you can't add 5 mm and go over 190 mm for your riser. The next change is found in D221 operation of latch. Generally, exits must be unlocked and available at all times, but D221 contains a concession which prevents detention centres and other buildings from being provided with free egress. The concession has been extended to include Australian Government Security Zones 4 and 5. The government approached the ABCB and asked to make this change. The current latch requirements compromise the security of these areas, and to cut a long story short, we're shown that compromise of these areas was more hazardous than having a locked door. We were also shown that special safety arrangements are in place whenever anyone enters these areas, which is not that often anyway. As part of the timber mid-rise, a new provision has been inserted as a concession, allowing timber stairs construction within fire-isolated stairs in mid-rise timber buildings. This new provision is D225. This provision applies only to timber mid-rise buildings. You cannot use this concession in a regular fire stair under a deemed to satisfy solution. But for a timber mid-rise building, D225 contains requirements borrowed from D23C for required non-fire isolated stairs to ensure that the timber is adequately thick and dense. We also revised clause C110 because the spread of flame index and smoke development index currently permitted in a fire stair rules out all timber. This revision applies only to timber fire isolated in timber mid-rise construction. So there is a reduction in stringency to allow timber fire isolated exits. However, this is mitigated by the requirements of D225. D225 also requires sprinkler protection within the fire-isolated stair or passageway. A conventional fire-isolated exit does not require sprinkler protection, but in light of the construction, a D225 fire-isolated exit does.